All right, folks, we made it. May 2025 market update. We are so close to summer, I can taste it. I don't know about you, but I'm getting excited about it. We're getting some warmer days. Sunshine's coming out. You can almost taste it in the air. Folks, my name's Jim Murray. I own sellingocnj.com. It's your go-to source when it comes to buying or selling here in Ocean City, New Jersey, or any of the surrounding markets. So reach out to me directly if you're looking to buy or sell, or if I can help you out in any way. Now, anybody that's watched any of my market updates in the past, you know I love diving into the numbers. I like to talk about where we were, where we are, and where I think we're going. And I also like to give the perspective, if I was a buyer or a seller, how I would handle the market if I was trying to navigate it. One thing I'm going to also start to do is I want to add in a handful of featured listings. This particular market update, I have 3 featured listings in Ocean City. I have a single family, I have a condo, and I have a commercial property. And in my opinion, these are featured listings because either they are best buys or they received a massive price cut. And I think just to add some additional value to the people that are taking time to watch these videos, that it will be a great add-on. So jumping right into the numbers. Oh, I would like to say, for the sake of time, any property that I mention, I'm gonna put a link in the description of this video that you can click on. It'll take you right to the property, and reach out to me if you want to schedule a time to see any of those properties in person. But back to it, jumping into the numbers, we are sitting at 272 active listings. We had 50 properties in the last 30 days go from active to under contract, and we are sitting right around 5 months worth of inventory. Average days on market is 60 days, 45 to 60 days if your property is priced correctly. And our average price is $1.3 million here in Ocean City, New Jersey. That's crazy, but that's the way the market is now. Where were we? Let's start off the first quarter of 2025. It was fantastic. I had a handful of first-time buyers that were entering the Ocean City market come off the sidelines. I had some repeat clients, some buyers I've been working with for the last year and a half, decide to come off the sidelines. I had investors picking up additional properties. I had some people that I had sold properties to 2, 3, 4 years ago that decided to sell and upgrade, get closer to the beach, get closer to the bay. It was very optimistic, made me feel very optimistic on the direction of the market the first quarter. Now, where are we currently? The last 2 or 3 weeks, the one thing that I noticed is the motivation behind buyers has slowed. We're still sitting at historic lows right now, but the amount of people pulling the trigger over the last 2 to 3 weeks has certainly slowed down. Why might that be happening? Well, I think there's multiple factors there. Let's talk about the obvious ones. Tariff talk, the economy, the stock market. Now, besides tariffs, a lot of the stuff people are numb to. The high interest rates, stock market going up and down, the cost of goods. These are all things we've been dealing with for the past year, 2 years. So none of that is new. Now, the tariffs, I do think that that does offer, for sure, some aspect of uncertainty for people. Maybe they don't understand it or how that's going to impact their 401k or their savings. I get all that. So that probably played into it in some format. I also think part of it is timing. Those weeks also coincidentally are spring break weeks. Kids are out of school, people are traveling. I do think that the timing certainly played a role in it. I can tell you this, I did an open house this past weekend. I did it Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, leading up to the weekend, during the weekend, and after the weekend. I had more people through my open houses than I had on the last 3 or 4 open houses combined. So there are definitely now, it feels like people are back to coming down, getting through these properties and looking again. So that could be a sign of good news. Now, where do I think we're gonna go? I do believe that these next 30 to 45 days are going to really determine what this market's gonna look like. Now, what do I think is gonna happen? I think as the weather breaks, I think as we start to see us getting closer to summer, that motivation is gonna kick up. And I think you're gonna have people that are gonna be looking to grab a property before the summer. They're gonna wanna try to get in and collect as much rent as they can. So we'll see. I'm curious to see how how this market does. And I think that'll be a huge sign of things to come. Now, I'm not overly concerned with the short term because we're still sitting at historic low inventory. And until that changes, I think we're gonna see well-priced properties selling, and I think we're gonna see properties that are overpriced sitting. Now, that just brings me to a little tip. Buyers are fatigued. That's the one thing that I've really heard. Buyers have been clubbed over the head with interest rates, watching the properties go up in value, and they are coming out of a market where it was ask or over ask. Throwing your property up on Mars, it makes no sense. Buyers don't even think for a second that there's a chance to getting you down to the moon, to give you an analogy. So I recommend, if I'm a seller and I'm listed or I'm looking to get my property listed, you want to price your property to show value to buyers. The idea is the more buyers that we can get through the door, the more buyers that we can get excited about your property, the better chance that you're going to get your price, maybe possibility of that price running up, and have the ability to pick good terms, good conditions. That would be my advice. The market right now is not lying. Even though the market slowed down the last 2 or 3 weeks, I had several properties that I was able to put under contract, but these were buyers. They're not looking for dumpster fires. They're just looking for value, and they're taking it at face value as well. So they're not even looking at your property if they feel like it's overpriced. So just take that into consideration if you're a seller and you want to be sold prior to the market. Prior to the summer. If I'm a buyer, get out there, make those offers. Once again, this is if you're serious about getting into the market. Make those offers. I'm getting buyers money towards closing costs. I'm getting buyers money off asking. Buyers have the ability to do home sale contingencies, inspections. It's a great time, I feel like, when it comes to terms and conditions, it's a great time to be a buyer. I just had a repeat client. We were able to get basically 50 grand off of a fantastic unit. We got 50 grand off, 10,000 of which went towards closing costs. I thought it was a great buy. But you have to be willing to get out there, get your pre-qualification letter, and throw mud against the wall. Now, it's got to be realistic. You can't go and, throw a crate. You're just not even going to get a response. But if you're going to go out there and you're serious and you give value to your offers, I think sellers are going to take into consideration. So as a buyer, get out there, get active, and put your offers in. And you might be surprised on what the results are. In my opinion, sitting on the sidelines and waiting to watch a price drop or waiting to put an offer in, what are you waiting for? Another buyer to enter the market or to enter the room? Now you've just lost vast majority of your negotiating power. If you see a listing that you like, throw something at it. Present your terms. Worst that could happen is they say no, or they give you a counter that's not acceptable. All right, so diving into what I think are Ocean City's best buys, we're gonna be quick with these. Once again, the link will be in the description. 226 Asbury Avenue. In my opinion, this is a fantastic buy. It just received a massive price cut. It is now listed at $1,699. We have 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms in the front house. That's a 2-story home. That property was fully renovated about 13 years ago. The back of the property, there's another legal unit, 2 bedrooms, 1.5 baths, a big garage, outside shower, there's a hot tub, there's a backyard. Now, this would be a fantastic property if you're an investor and you want a couple properties to rent out, or maybe you want to live in one and rent out the other, or maybe you have a big family. Maybe you want a spot for mom and dad to hang. You want them close, but not that close. Maybe your kids are older. This would be an amazing property to check out. The second best buy is 1417 Simpson Avenue. It's another one of my listings. This property, I want to start off with this, is almost $200,000 under the next 5-bedroom in all of Ocean City that's actively listed right now. It's a 5-bedroom, 3.5 bathroom. It's approximately 1,800 square feet. It's only about 13 years old. There is definitely some rental potential here with the property, or it would be a great spot if you're looking for somewhere to live year round. It is a first floor unit, or it would make a great vacation home. So check that one out as well. And then my last featured listing is a commercial property. It's 620 Asbury Avenue. This was previously a retail location. It's approximately right under 1,000 square feet. It was listed at $450,000, but it just received a great $10,000 price cut. This place is vacant and ready for your business to be open and active for summer 2025. If there's any questions that you have, if there's anything else I can do for you, if you want a price on your property, what it might be worth, or if you want to see any of these listings that I talked about, reach out to me. I'd love to help you out. Thanks so much.